Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's intensive math class. Today we're going to be talking about conversions between improper fractions and mixed numbers to improper fractions. This is an extremely important skill. When we're adding and subtracting fractions, this could be helpful, not necessary, but when we're multiplying and dividing mixed numbers, you have to be able to convert mixed numbers into improper fractions, because you cannot multiply mixed numbers or divide mixed numbers unless you have converted them to an improper fraction. So this is a skill that you have to really understand. Now, what is an improper fraction? An improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator, such as 6/5, 13/7, or 24/18. Whenever the numerator is larger than the denominator, that is an improper fraction. Okay? Now, converting improper fractions into mixed numbers. It's very, very simple. In order to convert improper fractions into mixed numbers, simply divide as normal. Use the quotient as the whole number part and place the remainder over the divisor. I wanted to show you what those names meant again, okay? Remember that the number on the outside, that's the divisor. The answer to a division problem is called a quotient. And the inside number is a dividend. Okay? And you know what a remainder is already. So for example, if I wanted to turn, I don't know, let's say 6/5 into a mixed number. This is 5 on the outside, that's my divisor. 6 on the inside, that's my dividend. 5 goes into 6 one time. Subtract the 5. I have a remainder of 1, correct? So I'm going to use my quotient, which is 1, as the whole number. And then I place my remainder here over the divisor, or the original denominator. And that's how I go from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay? That's how I go from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now, let's go through that again, but step by step. For example, let's convert 11/5 into a mixed number. Okay? First, divide as normal. Remember that the denominator goes on the outside, that is my divisor. The numerator is my dividend, that goes on the inside. It doesn't matter which one is larger or smaller, the denominator always goes on the outside, and the numerator always goes on the inside, regardless of who is larger. Number 2, use the quotient as the whole number part. Well, 5 goes into 11 2 times, right? Correct, guys? So this is my whole number part, the 2. So we know already that 11/5 equals 2 and something over something. Bless you. What is that something over something? Well, that's when you place the remainder over the divisor. So to go through the whole thing now, 5 goes into 11 2 times. 11 minus 10 is 1. So this equals 5 goes into 11 2 whole times with the remainder of 1 over 5. So the whole number part is the quotient. The remainder becomes the numerator. Does that make sense, gentlemen? You promise me. Pretty simple, right? All right. I'll give you 1 second to write this down. Hold on. All right, guys. Now, let's convert mixed numbers to improper fractions, which I think is even easier. Now, a mixed number, if you remember from our first day of introduction to fractions, a mixed number is the sum of a whole number and a fraction. So, for example, 1 and 5/9, that's just one whole plus 5/9. 2 and 4/7, that's two wholes and the fraction 4/7, the sum of those two. 3 and 2/5, that's three wholes plus a fraction of 2/5. So all of those are mixed numbers, okay? The sum of a whole number and a fraction. Now, in order to convert mixed numbers into improper fractions, simply multiply the denominator times the whole number. Add that product to the numerator and place that sum over the original denominator. So multiply denominator times whole number. That's where you multiply. That sum you add to the numerator. I'm sorry, that's not a sum. That product, that product, you add it to the numerator. And then that sum goes over the original denominator. It's literally that easy. So it's denominator times whole number, that product plus the numerator, that sum over the original denominator. So it's denominator times whole number, that product plus numerator, that sum divided by the original denominator, or over the original denominator. For example, let's convert 4 and 3/5 into an improper fraction. So you multiply the denominator times the whole number part of the mixed number. So 5 times 4 is 20. That's my first step. Okay? Now, yes, you add that, use that quotient as the whole number. What did I do there? That is wrong. I don't even know what I did there. That's wrong. I messed up and I apologize. You multiply denominator times the whole number. Now, you add that product to the numerator. I apologize. That was pretty silly of me. I should pay attention. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 3 equals 23. And, I'm sorry, my man? Yeah, and then that's part 3. Again, I messed up. Not place the remainder over the denom. That's wrong. It's then place that sum over the original denominator. I apologize. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3 equals 23 over 5. Bingo. Done. Does that make sense, boys? Pretty simple, right? All right. I see some of you writing, so I'll give you a second to finish up. All right, guys. Now, let's go ahead and do some practice. Now, we've got only 5 minutes left in class, so I'm going to do half of this first part, and then I'll do half of the mixed number to improper part, and then that way we at least see it, but you guys can finish this on your own for practice, okay? In addition to your homework, please check your lesson plans. So, here's where mental math comes in handy. How many times can 4 go into 21? No, not more than 4. 5. And what do I have left over? 1. So 5 and 1/4. See how beautiful that was? Did everyone see that mentally? If you didn't, and you're embarrassed, just think about it. 4 goes into 21 5 times. That's 20. And I have 1 left over. Does that make sense, my brothers? Okay. How many times can 5 go into 16? 3. What's left over? Excellent. How many times can 3 go into 17? 5. And what's left over? Excellent. How many times can 3 go into 7? 2 times. And what's left over? Excellent. How many times can 5 go into 36? Not more than 6. 7. Very good. And 1 is left over. How many times can 10 go into 22? 2 times. Now this is a good one, because this is 2 and what's left over? But can I reduce that? What can I reduce that to? 2 and 1/5, because I can divide a 2 to both numerator and denominator. That's the beauty of working with fractions. When you go step by step, you can do it all, my brothers. How many times can 8 go into 39? 4 times? Yes, 4 times. Now, this is another good one. What's left over? 7, right? Because 8 times 4 is 32. So 7 is left over. Beautiful. Nice job. How many times can 9 go into 67? 7. What's left over? What's 9 times 7? 63. So what's left over? 7 minus 63 is 4. Good job, brothers. Remember, guys, if you cannot handle doing it in your head, there's no shame to that. It's no big deal. Show the work. How many times can 4 go into 20? Oh, that's a repeater. That's 5 and 1/4. Okay. Are we good with that? Yes. All right, brothers. Now, let's go ahead and do remember, please finish the rest of these later. Now, let's go to convert each mixed number into an improper fraction. What's 2 times 2?
4.
Plus 1? 5 over 2. Done. What's 7 times 6? Plus 2? So that's 44 over 7. What's 5 times 3? 15 plus 3? 18 over 5. What's 3 times 7? 21 plus 1? 22 over 3. What's 3 times 3? Plus 2? 11. What's 4 times 5? 20 plus 3? 23 over 4. What's 5 times 7? 35 plus 1? 36 over. Excellent. What's 6 times 6? 36 plus 5? 41 over 6. What's 7 times 2? 14 plus 3? 17. 17 over 7. Bingo. And please finish the rest for homework. Please follow your lesson plans as well. You have work on the PDF worksheet. Thank you very much. I hope you learned a lot and have a wonderful day. Thank you.